How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today, we are going to talk about some of the top Bitcoin miners. I'm going to look at the miner business and three of the most well-known companies in it. And we're going to compare them. We're going to compare the numbers, what analysts are saying, what their Bitcoin mining production looks like, and where they could go in the future. So if you guys don't mind hitting the like button, I do appreciate that. My name's Sam. I'm coming over from the channel My Financial Friend. I make videos here on TipRanks once a week. So if you want to see anything from TipRanks that seems really interesting, whether it's analyst predictions or whether it is market caps and charts, you can check out the links underneath the video. There will also be timestamps. And if you guys want an unfair advantage with TipRanks Premium, you can check out the link down below. So thank you guys so much for hitting the like and subscribe. Let's take a look at some of these Bitcoin miners. But first, I think we have to understand why companies might be interested or why people might be interested in Bitcoin itself, because obviously Bitcoin miners are going to do well if Bitcoin does well. And right now, Bitcoin's doing well. We have it passing 54,000 from just about 29,000 a couple months ago. So there is a lot of excitement in the space. Let's look at some of the reasons why. So 62% of institutions are going to start investing in crypto within a year, says this survey. So this was a survey from institutional investors with zero exposure to cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. 62% said that they were going to make investments in the next year. We also have El Salvador, which made it legal tender. We also have other countries like Tonga and Brazil possibly making it legal tender. We also have the chances of a futures-backed ETF. This has a 75% chance of approval in October, says a Bloomberg analyst. Another Bloomberg analyst has said that it's very likely too. We have the illiquid supply raising while the supply is dropping. So as time goes on and more companies want to buy this, the supply becomes lower and lower because there's a set amount of Bitcoin. Now, you might be saying, well, there's actually going to be more over time because there are miners that will sell their Bitcoin, but they're not selling it. Super fascinating. So we are going to look at some of the top miners here today. Obviously, if you are bullish on Bitcoin, you're probably somewhat bullish on miners. If you don't like Bitcoin, then you don't care about the miners. So let's take a look at them. First of all, we have Mara. Mara is one of the most well-known ones. It's down about 3.7% today. But you can see here, it is a $3.8 billion market cap. Let's take a look at what the analysts are saying. They're saying a 30% upside, $49 price target. Now, there aren't a lot of ratings, but they're all buys. So that is nice to see that, hey, the analysts that are covering it are saying that's a buy. And I do have an Excel spreadsheet here to kind of compare these different numbers because they do throw a lot of numbers at you, but they increased their Bitcoin mining production about 91% quarter over quarter and went up to over 1,250 Bitcoin mined. What's interesting about this is they are not selling their Bitcoin. That's what I was talking about. The miners, the ones that are actually getting more Bitcoin that potentially could lead to more Bitcoin on the market, they're not selling. They secured a $100 million revolving line of credit with Silvergate Bank, so they don't have to sell. That way, they don't have to sell their Bitcoin and they can use a revolving line of credit, which shows you how bullish they are, that they're making money and they would rather hold on to the Bitcoin than sell it. They would rather take a revolving line of credit. So then we have RIOT. RIOT's another cryptocurrency miner, another Bitcoin miner. This is around a $2.5 billion market cap. The analysts are saying that it is a strong buy with about an 83% upside. So they have 4 different analysts rating this. This has more upside than Mara because it actually is producing about the same amount of Bitcoin and it is only about 66% the price. So the market cap is about 2.5 instead of what we looked at before, 3.8. This is cheaper. They are also increasing their mining capacity. They have about 406 Bitcoin just in September. They had almost exactly the same mined over the quarter, which we'll look at here in a second, and they hold about 3,500 Bitcoin. So of course, we're going to compare all these, and there are so many things that you have to look at. You have to look at their growth rate. You have to look at how many miners they have coming. You have to look at the deals that they got on those miners. Do they have to pay more? What do their liabilities look like? But we're going to compare them on BTC mining to price and cash to price. Now, last one here, CLSK. This is my favorite miner out of the 3. It's under a $500 million market cap. 225% upside with 2 ratings, and it's a moderate buy. So they have not given their results for the last quarter, but this is the quarter ending June 30, and they were saying that they were mining about 6 to 7 Bitcoin a day when they released this. So not the end of June, but August 17, they said that they were doing 6 or 7, and they recently said that they have over 1 exahash of sustainable Bitcoin mining power. Now, this company also does grid. They are in the electric grid business too. They're not just in Bitcoin mining, which gives them another angle at making revenue. So let's take a look at these comparatively. Mara, around a $3.8 billion market cap, 2.5, and then 471. So with these Bitcoin miners, we do have to take a look at the cash and the Bitcoin they have, because this is supposed to be an appreciating asset. A lot of people think Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000 by the end of the year. A lot of people think more than that. So if we are looking at Bitcoin miners, we have to look at one of their appreciating assets, which is their whole business. So if they have a lot of Bitcoin, it's obviously better if Bitcoin goes up. So let's take a look at how much they have. So cash and Bitcoin, I included both of them. Mara has about $413 million worth. So this is a significant amount. They have about 7,025 Bitcoin and about 32.9 million in cash. RIOT has about half the amount of Bitcoin. You can see about 3,535 Bitcoin and about 30 million in cash. I threw 30 million on there because I could not find, for the life of me, even after looking at their last quarter results, they just include everything in their cash. They include Bitcoin and cash. So I could not tell, but we're going to say that they have about 30 million in cash. That's about what these other 2 companies have. Then CLSK has about 65.6 million. They have only 22 million in cash, but they have somewhere around 800 Bitcoin. Now, again, they haven't given their last quarter results, so we'll have to see exactly how much they have. Mara mined about 1,252 Bitcoin. We have RIOT, which did about 1,291, which is significantly more, even though it's less expensive. And then CLSK, I am ballparking around 500. Now, at the beginning of the quarter, they were saying around 3. Halfway through the quarter, they were saying 6 to 7. And now I think it's around 5, 5.5 because of increased difficulty in mining. I think we can estimate it around 5 to 5.5. I put 5.5 here, but that would give them about 500 Bitcoin throughout the quarter. That might be a little bit high, but we'll go with that. Bitcoin per day. So 13.7, 14.2, and then 5.5. All right, now we're going to take the market cap minus the cash divided by the Bitcoin mined. So I include in the cash, I include this number here. So it does include the Bitcoin that they already have. So this is basically saying, okay, how expensive are they compared to how much they mine? So you pay about 2.7 million for every Bitcoin mined over the last quarter for Mara. Then RIOT is about 1.75, and then CLSK is 0.8. So what does this tell us? This tells us that CLSK is by far the cheapest in terms of how much they can mine for the price. That's how it works out, okay? So with that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean CLSK is the best one to go with. I mean, there are different risks with it, different rewards. Mara holds a lot more Bitcoin already. If the difficulty of mining goes up and one of these companies does not get Bitcoin miners, that's one of the biggest risks I see in all of these, which is the fact that if Bitcoin's price goes up, more people will want to get into mining Bitcoin. So the difficulty will raise, and then these companies will make less or mine less Bitcoin unless they get more miners. So I think some people think, okay, if Bitcoin 10x from here, then CLSK, RIOT, Mara will be doing 10x the revenue. But you have to realize that a lot more miners will come online. So maybe they will, but maybe they won't too. Now, let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the links underneath the video to get more access to TipRanks. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.